Good morning, my friends. This is Miss Pattie at Samuel's Public Library here with Spot, my friend, because she has spots, and our friend Rex, who are going to listen to our story time today about dragons. So I'm here at the library, as you can probably recognize, in the children's room. And I can see out into our garden. And if you're driving by, you'll be able to see there's all kinds of beautiful flowers growing. Maybe you have some flowers at your house that are growing that say spring is here and things are warming up and it's so nice to get outdoors and play and get fresh air. So I'm going to put Spot down. And we will start our story. And the first one is Dragon Was Terrible by Kelly DiPuccio. Dragon was terrible. Naturally, dragons have a bit of terrible in them because they're dragons after all. But this dragon here, super terrible. He looks pretty angry. He stomped on flowers. He played tricks on the guards. Oh dear. And he spit on cupcakes. Who does that? Dragon, that's who. That's not all. He scribbled in books. He threw sand. And he took candy from baby unicorns. Honestly, that's terrible. The king had had enough. Enough, he said. And he posted this sign, "Brave knights. Whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift. It shall be a nice gift. Ye shall like it. His Royal Majesty the King." Dragon was here. Knights lined up to show off their dragon taming skills. They all failed miserably, and Dragon just grew more terrible. The villagers had had enough. Miss Pattie skipped a page. Here we go. He chased fuzzy yellow ducklings around the moat. He TP'd the castle. Yikes. And he burned every last royal marshmallow to a blackened crisp. The villagers had had enough. Enough, they said. And they posted this sign, "Brave people, whoever shall tame the terrible dragon shall be rewarded with a gift from the king. It shall be a nice gift. We hope ye shall like it. His Royal Majesty the King." Dragon was here again. Ordinary blokes and lassies lined up to try their hand at taming the dragon. They all failed, embarrassingly so. And just when you thought it wasn't possible, Dragon grew even more terrible. He popped birthday balloons. He drew funny faces on the drawbridge. King is a baby, it says. And he burped in church, loudly. Honestly, that's terrible and rude. so naughty. A boy wearing a feathered cap and a look of determination had had enough. Only he didn't say enough like you thought he would. Instead, he sketched a story. The next day, Dragon followed a trail of marshmallows to a shady tree where the boy was reading. The boy spied the dragon out of the corner of his eye and began to read aloud in a booming voice. And then the brave dragon swooped in to save the princess, he said. Dragon stopped in his tracks. But the terrible knight pulled out his wicked sword. Dragon pretended not to listen. The brave dragon roared, and the fraidy cat knight trembled in his boots. Dragon pretended to walk away. A crowd began to gather, and Dragon took cover in a tree. The boy continued reading. Page after page after page. Until snap, crash! Dragon landed on the ground with a terrible thud. The crowd gasped. The dragon roared, roar! The clever boy didn't flinch. He reached out a hand to the dragon and said, "Would you like to hear how the story ends?" And just when you thought it wasn't possible, Dragon smiled. And he took a seat beneath the tree with the other children. Honestly, that's adorable. The king cheered. The villagers cheered. The baby unicorn and fuzzy ducklings cheered the loudest of all. At long last, the terrible dragon had been tamed. The end. Hey, wait. What about the reward? Oh, yes, that. The gift was a new friend. A nice dragon, of course. The end. So that shows you even somebody with such a bad attitude as the terrible dragon can have a change of heart. And that boy was so clever to invent a story that might help. So this week I have a craft idea for you, and it is a little dragon. Yes. So if you take a little paper cup, a little Dixie cup, you can cut out the end and glue some tissues for flames, and you can cover it with some green paper, or you can just color it green. And you can use this size cup, or you could make a big dragon, or maybe both. So there's a daddy dragon. And if you don't have a cup that works, you can also use a toilet paper roll and color it too, and then add your tissue with a glue stick and your ears and some eyes. Okay, so maybe if there's a rainy day today, you can do some crafts. All right, time for our second story. This is What Goes Up? Is he not the cutest little dragon? By Paula Bowles. Once at the bottom of a big hill sat a dragon named Martin. And Martin was sad. Look at sad Martin. Aww. The children in the village loved Martin very much. What's wrong? They asked. Martin flapped his tiny wings. He longed to fly, but his wings were just too small. What goes up must come down, he sighed. Just then, a bumblebee buzzed by in his yellow and black jacket. Stripes must be the key to flying, Martin cried. So he painted himself some stripes and he leaped high into the air. Do you think this will work? But crash! What goes up must come down, sighed Martin. He couldn't fly with the bees. Then Martin watched the autumn leaves blowing from the trees, and he thought, maybe if I sat in a tree, I could fly away with the leaves. Do you think this will work? He climbed up into a tree and he waited, and he waited, and waited, until the last leaf had blown away, leaving Martin sadly behind. He couldn't fly with the leaves. Aw, Martin. So he lay on his back and he watched the clouds flying in the sky, and he thought, I must make myself as fluffy as a cloud. Then I could fly. Do you like to look at the clouds and make things in your mind out of the fluffy clouds that look like things sometimes, don't they? Well, Martin rolled in white dandelion fluff until he looked just like a cloud. Then he ran and he took a leap into the sky. Do you think this will work? And he could fly. For a moment anyway. Tumble, tumble, crash. What goes up must come down, said Martin. He felt so low. Oh dear, poor Martin. He's very, very disappointed. Just as he was about to give up, the children had one last idea. Don't worry, Martin, they said. We'll show you how to fly. You just have to believe. Together they ran and flapped their wings. They imagined the ground far below and the birds and clouds all around them. Day after day, they played their game and flapped their wings some more. And with all the exercise, Martin's wings began to grow stronger and bigger, and he hadn't even noticed. There they are, practicing, working hard. Martin felt on top of the world. But look out, Martin, cried the children. Over he went. Martin whizzed down the hill, scooted through town, and sped past the shops. Faster and faster the tricycle took him. Martin couldn't stop. He was so out of control until whoosh! The road disappeared, and so did Martin, right into the sky. Do you see him? Martin. And what goes up must come down. But Martin believed, and he spread his big, beautiful wings, and to his surprise, he found that sometimes, just sometimes, what goes up can go up and up and up. Yay! Martin can fly at last. Maybe there's been things that you have tried to do that took a lot of practice. And like Martin, if you don't give up, eventually it works out and you have success. Yay! Thank you for listening. So I'm so glad that we could be together, and I hope we'll be together in person soon. So have a great day today, and I hope you get outdoors to play and enjoy. So have a wonderful day.